Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Will from SC Highlights, and today we're going to introduce you to the best high school basketball players from each state in the class of 2021. After the success with our 2020 video, we decided to make one for the following class. This time, we made sure that these players spent a majority of their life in the state that I included them in. We had some complaints from the last video, as we included players who are currently at a prep school in a different state than where they grew up. These rankings are compiled from 247sports.com, as well as from each state's official all-state basketball team. Make sure you check out our latest merch and cop some of your own. As always, be sure to follow us on Instagram at SC Highlights to stay up to date with the latest college football news, as well as to check out our infamous highlight tapes. Now, let's get into it. From the state of Alabama, we have one of the most athletic players I've ever seen. Possessing an incredible vertical jump, great court vision, and a strong finish, J.D. Davison is the best player from the state of Alabama. The 6'3" guard out of Leetahchee, Alabama, averaged a jaw-dropping 34 points for the Calhoun School this past season, while leading the Tigers to a Class 2A state title. His valiant efforts resulted in him being named Mr. Basketball for the state of Alabama. Davison recently committed to play for Alabama under head coach Nate Oates. With some more practice and a drive to improve his game, Davison could easily emerge as one of the top college basketballs. Moving on, we got the top player from Alaska. That is 6'6" wing, Patrick McMahon. During his sophomore year at Colony High School, he helped lead the Knights to a third-place finish in the state tournament. He has very strong offensive game and an incredible leaping ability that results in some ferocious dunks. In addition, he was also named the Alaska Association of Basketball Coaches 4A Boys State Player of the Year. McMahon recently announced his commitment to play for Montana State under head coach Danny Sprinkle. Hailing from Goodyear, Arizona, is 6'8" power forward Darren Holmes. During his junior campaign at Millennium High School, he was named Arizona's Gatorade Player of the Year after averaging 23.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 3.8 blocks per game. In May, Holmes announced his intent to transfer to the prestigious Mount Verde Academy in Mount Verde, Florida. Here, he will face off against tougher competition, which will allow him to improve his game. He's a strong shooter and is versatile in the paint. Although he's just 180 pounds, he will only continue to get stronger and put on weight. On October 24, 2020, Holmes committed to play for Dayton under head coach Anthony Grant. He spends his free time volunteering locally with youth basketball programs. Watch out for Holmes in the next couple years as he looks to imitate Obi Toppin's success with the Flyers. The top player from Arkansas is 6'8" center Tomari Relaford from Fayetteville High School. As a junior, he averaged 18 points and 9 rebounds. Relaford is currently being scouted by the Arkansas Razorbacks, and he hopes to play for them in the near future. According to his head coach, he has a high motor and works hard every single day. This type of work ethic should translate to great success in the coming future. Regardless of what team he ends up signing with, he will definitely make an impact. There's no doubt about it. The number one recruit from the state of California is none other than 6'7" small forward Peyton Watson out of Long Beach, California. And I mean, this dude is a straight up baller. The 5-star prospect from Long Beach Poly High recently committed to play for head coach Mike Cronin at UCLA. Despite sitting on the bench during his sophomore year, he exploded onto the scene his junior year, averaging 23.2 points and 8 rebounds per game. He's an extremely strong defender with elite rebounding abilities. He also possesses strong ball handling skills and has a solid jumper. Personally, I believe the sky's the limit for Watson, as he will continue to progress and improve his game. Julian Hammond III is the top recruit from the state of Colorado. The 6'2" point guard from Englewood averaged 21.9 points and led the Bruins to a 13-1 record. Hammond shot 41% from three-point range last season, and he's clearly a strong shooter. He's also a 3-star dual-threat quarterback who led Cherry Creek to a 5A state title during his junior season. During this season, he accounted for more than 2,500 yards and 31 touchdowns. An all-state selection for basketball and football, Hammond recently announced his commitment to play basketball for the Colorado Buffaloes. His grandfather actually played in the NBA from 1967 to 1972, averaging over 10.8 points per game. His grandpa's success in basketball may have ultimately influenced his decision to drop football entirely and focus mainly on basketball at the collegiate level. From what I can tell, Hammond is a strong all-around athlete that can excel at almost anything he does. Keep an eye out for him in the coming years. 6'5" combo guard Mason Jackson is the top player hailing from Connecticut. While leading Norwich Free Academy to an undefeated record last season, the junior averaged 20.8 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game. Although originally supposed to be in the class of 2020, Jackson reclassified after last season to join the class of 2021. He decided to transfer to play for Canterbury School this season in order to allow himself to garner more exposure. Jackson's an explosive player when he gets to the rim, has flashed his ability to make threes with ease. As of last summer, he's garnered interest from colleges such as Marshall and Boston U. The top player from Delaware is 6'7" forward Kareem Ewell from Wilmington, Delaware. During his junior season at Dickinson High School, he starred for the team, but the Rams eventually fell in the first round of the DIAA tournament. This offseason, Ewell announced he was transferring to play for the Patrick School, a prestigious private school in Hillside, New Jersey. NBA star Kyrie Irving and class of 2020 five-star Jonathan Kuminga previously attended the same school. Ewell recently picked up an offer from ECU and hopes his increased exposure will allow him to receive more offers in the near future. The top recruit from the District of Columbia is 6'4" shooting guard Malcolm Dredd from Gonzaga High School. The three-star prospect recently committed to play for Richmond this past summer. You may recognize the last name as his older brother, Miles Dredd, is a third-year starter at Penn State. Malcolm possesses a high basketball IQ and has a lethal mid-range shot. Although he's not a starter, he's able to see enough playing time to garner recognition from these Division I schools. 6'8" small forward Josh Minot is the top recruit from Florida. The four-star senior out of Boca Raton, Florida, attends St. Andrew's School. In August, Minot committed to play under head coach Penny Hardaway at Memphis. Last season, he led St. Andrew's School to the school's first boys state basketball title. In addition to leading St. Andrews to their first ever state title, he also averaged 17.2 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. He can play basically all the positions on the floor. He's very talented athletically. Minot also possesses a strong three-point shooting ability, finishing 42% from three last season. Although he's just starting to become recognized on the national radar, he has loads of potential. He's only going to continue to get better. Unfortunately, the coronavirus pandemic prevented him from playing in the EYBL circuit, a circuit where unrecognized recruits finally make a name for themselves and receive more offers. Minot looks to style his game after his new coach, Penny Hardaway, and hopes Hardaway will serve as a mentor as he progresses to college and eventually the NBA. Josh is actually of Jamaican descent, and he will play for Jamaica in future world tournaments. Jabari Smith Jr. is the top prospect from the state of Georgia. Hailing from Tyrone, Georgia, the 6'10" power forward is the fifth best player in the entire class. Smith recently committed to play for the Auburn Tigers under head coach Bruce Pearl. Last season at Sandy Creek High School, Smith averaged 24.5 points and 10.8 rebounds. As a result of his high performance, he was named the Max Preps Junior All-American. He also plays for the Atlanta Celtics in the AAU circuit. Smith helped bring home a gold medal for USA Basketball after participating in the 2019 FIBA Americas U16 Championship. Through 6 games, he averaged 13.8 points and 6.2 rebounds per game. His father, Jabari Smith, played in the NBA, spending time with the Kings, Nets, and 76ers. The younger Smith has a strong jump hook and a smooth jump shot. Although some may question his strength, his work during the offseason and time in the weight room at Auburn should help him continue to develop physically. Hawaii's top recruit is 6'1" guard Jeremy Robinson Jr. The senior from Moanalua High School averaged 17.9 points per game during his sophomore year. Just last month, it was announced that he has left Hawaii and will play for Oscar Smith High School in Chesapeake, Virginia. He decided to leave in order to provide himself with the best opportunity to land a D1 scholarship. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, he was unable to attend elite camps, and since colleges couldn't come see him play in Hawaii, he made the smart decision to leave. His father, Jeremy Robinson, actually played for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors in the late 90s, averaging 7.5 points per game. It'll be interesting to see if he will follow his father's path and also go to Hawaii. Jeremy is a solid all-around guard on the offensive end, as he can shoot threes and drive to the rim with ease. 6'2" point guard Sean Austin is the top recruit from the state of Idaho. The senior from Kuna High School averaged 16.9 points and 5.9 rebounds per game. Austin is also a two-star quarterback who led Kuna to a 4A state championship victory last fall. This summer, he announced his commitment to stop playing basketball entirely and instead focus on quarterback at Montana State University. The top player from Illinois is 6'6" shooting guard Max Christie from Rolling Meadows, Illinois. If you don't already know him, get used to the name because this guy is good. Christie recently signed his letter of intent to play under Tom Izzo at Michigan State. With Imani Bates possibly reclassifying into the class of 2021, we would be able to see the Michigan State commits play together for the Spartans in 2022. If this happens, Michigan State would basically be a lock to win the NCAA championship. Christie currently only weighs 165 pounds. He needs to add on weight and get stronger in order to have a long and successful career. He's a strong shooter who can score from almost anywhere on the perimeter. Last season, he averaged 25 points and 11 rebounds per game. Christie has loads of untapped potential that will come as he continues to work on his game and on himself in the weight room. He can do it all for his team, and he'll definitely have loads of success in the future. Christie was also a part of the Junior USA basketball team that won the 2019 U16 America's Championship. The top recruit from the state of Indiana is 6'8" power forward Caleb First from Fort Wayne. The four-star committed to play for Coach Painter at Purdue last spring. As a junior at Fort Wayne Blackhawk Christian, he averaged 22.3 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 1.9 blocks per game. Throughout his time with Blackhawk Christian, he helped lead them to a total record of 77-8. This dude does not lose. He has a high work ethic, and he has strong rebounding abilities. He's noted for his consistent production, which should continue as he advances to the collegiate level. The top recruit from Iowa is 6'5" combo guard from Davenport, Iowa. The three-star senior averaged 18.7 points per game for Assumption High School. Over the summer, he committed to play for Shaka Smart at the University of Texas. He's a good finisher. He's continuing to improve his jump shot. Ellis is an under-the-radar prospect who has only recently begun to gain traction. Although he is only a three-star, expect that ranking to change soon. The top recruit from Kansas is 6'4" combo guard Tamar Bates from Kansas City. The four-star recently announced his commitment to join Ellis and play for the Texas Longhorns. Last year at Piper High School, he averaged 22.1 points and 5 rebounds per game. This past offseason, he decided to transfer and play for IMG Academy. His decision to commit to Texas shocked many when they believed he was a lock to sign with Kansas. However, according to Bates himself, he wanted to play for a black head coach with everything that is going on. He's an athletic guard who uses his strength to power through and finish in the paint. He plays with intensity, which makes him difficult to defend. Moving on, we have 6'10" three-star center Trey James from Kentucky. The senior out of Sheldon Clark High School averaged 14.6 points and 11.1 rebounds per game. He recently committed to play for the Iona Gales under former Kentucky and Louisville head coach Rick Pitino. James had decommitted from Wake Forest after head coach Danny Manning was fired. He is currently the all-time blocks leader for the state of Kentucky and looks to utilize his height and defensive skills while at Iona. 6'1" point guard Marion McDonald from Scotlandville Magnet High School is the top player from Louisiana. The three-star recruit had to sit out last fall due to discrepancies over his move from Coushatta to Baton Rouge. As a sophomore, he averaged 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals per game. He's seen as a dead-eye long-range shooter who seems to knock down almost everything he puts up. He's a strong student, finishing with a 3.8 GPA during his off year. Currently, schools such as Georgetown, Northwestern State, and Louisiana Lafayette are prioritizing him in their recruiting efforts. From Maine, we have 5'11" point guard Wyatt Hathaway from Turner Leavitt High School. The athletic guard became an 1,000-point scorer for the Hornets this past season. Hathaway is also a star quarterback with elite scrambling abilities. During his junior year, he accounted for over 2,500 yards and 30 touchdowns as he led the Hornets to an undefeated season. His vision translates well on the court, as he's always looking for his teammates and dishing out passes to allow them to score. The top recruit from the state of Maryland is 6'8" power forward Benny Williams from Bowie, Maryland. During his junior year with St. Andrew's Episcopal School, Williams averaged 16 points and 10 rebounds, leading the Lions to a 24-4 record. This past summer, he announced his commitment to play for head coach Jim Boeheim at Syracuse. He personally compares his style of play to that of former Orange Carmelo Anthony. He's actually currently attending the IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida for his senior season. The four-star possesses superior inside and outside scoring abilities. Standing at just 5'9" as a freshman, Williams has grown nearly a foot, and as a result, he is still continuing to grow as a player. The top player from Massachusetts is 6'1" guard Bensley Joseph from Arlington, Massachusetts. Last year, Bensley starred for Cushing Academy, averaging 15.4 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 6.8 assists. The four-star recruit is currently playing a post-grad year for Putnam Science Academy. On July 27, 2020, Joseph announced his commitment to play for the University of Miami under head coach Jim Larrañaga. Originally born in Miami, Joseph developed a strong relationship with Larrañaga and is ready to make an impact for the Hurricanes. Bensley possesses strong leadership qualities that makes him a court general. This concludes part 1 of our series. Let us know how we did, and let us know who you think is the best player from each of these states. Part 2 will be coming out next week, so stay tuned and make sure you subscribe. Thank you.